Hi, it's Megan. I promised Pat McGrath and I've got some Pat McGrath. So this video is for one of the Mothership palettes. This is for number 2, which is called Sublime. Yes, they are $125, but I got it from this for a friend's family sale. I got it 20% off, which is still ridiculously expensive, but at least it's a little bit better. And so I'm going to be looking down a lot because what I realized as I was about to make the video, so it comes in just a really pretty box. The boxes are gorgeous. I've had my issues with that, just totally threw my camera off. I've had my issues with Pat McGrath Packaging. I think when I've done videos before on the brand, I have complained about the packaging. And this time, Pat McGrath did beautiful packaging. I really love it. Of course, as with some other brands, it has this beautiful acrylic black thing that shows fingerprints. There are certain brands that I cannot touch without, like, I look at it, I breathe, and it has my fingerprints. So you will see my smudged palette. Oh, now I can't open it. That's because I was opening the wrong side. And then you can see, and I don't clean these up before I do. I know, you should make it look pretty and everything, but I like you to actually see whether it's getting powdery or not. I think people have said it's a really solid case. It's a little heavy, and the mirror is really good quality. It's it's not going to show well on the camera, but it's kind of gradiated on the side. So it's really a great palette as far as like the quality of the palette. It's really, I'm impressed, I have to say. So $125, what does that get you? 10 eyeshadows, and I can't read the ingredients, but if someone really needs to know the ingredients, just because it's written in gold on the back of my package, it's really hard to read. I could take it outside and try to read it carefully. So they say this curated collection of richly pigmented, velvety hues features vivid jewel tones, classic neutrals, and high-impact fashion shades that glide on smoothly to highlight line and define eyes for unlimited looks. The hybrid cream-infused powder formulations release infinitely smooth and extremely blendable pigments for seamless color transitions with unexpected buildability. The perfect balance of gorgeous finishes and intense shades, structured design, and defined eyes with crystalline pearl flashes and thrilling color effects. Beam beyond the spectrum and paint with light to accentuate and highlight the natural beauty of the face. 10 richly pigmented hues include fiery coppers, poetic pinks, polymorphic jewels, brilliant bronze, and iconic matte neutral. So first of all, kudos to the marketing team. This is really well written. I have to say, I like it. I like it. Do I like the palette itself, the actual shades? And by the way, I found that for this palette, the shades are pretty well described not on Pat McGrath's website, but on Sephora's website. I found that they were true. The one thing that kind of isn't fully explained is that a couple of these really do shift colors. So like, which one was it? This one right here is totally different in the light. And when I had it in the shade, it looked like a totally different color, which was odd, but and it's pretty. It's really pretty. So some of these do kind of shift color a little bit. So yes, the color descriptions are really good, but they're not fully explaining what happens with them. So first of all, cream powder, whatever, hybrid formula. Yes, these are super creamy. They apply really beautifully. I find they do apply better with fingers, and they apply with more kind of oomph if you wet them. They do. When I use a brush, I get a really natural look for the most part. Really soft, really finely milled, really blendable, but a more natural look. And some of them wear really beautifully. Others, I kind of need a primer. So that is not ideal given the price point. And maybe it is just that I got, this is the more natural of all the palettes. Although I think the one with the blue actually is as well. It's just a cooler kind of undertone to a lot of the shadows. But I found that these were incredibly flattering shades. And I think that's something that a lot of people that do makeup reviews and whatnot don't really get into. And I'm going to go through these shade by shade in a second. A lot of times it's like, oh wow, it swatches beautifully and it's such a pretty color. But there's also that kind of, does it look good on the eye? And some shadows can swatch beautifully and not apply well. Some shadows can look beautiful off the eyes and then apply really beautifully on. And that's where, for me, the makeup brands really distinguish themselves, is with, okay, how does it look on my eye? And I was really impressed with this palette as far as how it looks on the eye. I thought that it looked better on the eye, if this makes sense, than it swatched. And it swatches beautifully, so that's not a problem. But I thought that the colors really worked for me. They're beautiful. So I basically bought 2 palettes, and I was gonna return one of them, not unopened. I wasn't gonna open it because after I ordered it, I felt so guilty ordering 2 of these palettes, even with the discount. And I ordered a couple lipsticks, including the one on my lips, and I still haven't decided if I'm gonna keep these or not, just because I have so much makeup. This is Valetta, so I might do a video for just this lipstick. I haven't opened any of the others, but I really do like the shade, and it's a great formula. Okay, so to sum up, kind of overall, these are really finely milled, cream to powder. They really apply beautifully on the eye. Some of them really are glittery, and I had a hard time after I swatched the first row getting all the glitter off my arm. And this is not the most glittery of the palettes. And then I also found that unless you apply with your finger or wet, they really do apply super natural looking on your eye, which is a good thing and a bad thing. And they do blend. They don't get muddy, which is kind of nice. Lately, I feel like so many shadows have been getting muddy. Maybe it's just the shadows I've been buying, which is not good. So, first of all, I may have to stop my camera because I lost my wipe. So this first one, and I'm going to have to look back because I noticed that my little cheat sheet of shades. So this is Skin Show Glow. And this is described as a champagne pink pearl. And it applies less well than some of the others. Honestly, it's a little touchy. But it does have kind of, yeah, champagne pink pearl. And this one's kind of one of the more shimmery shades. I did really lose my stupid wipe. The next one is Copper Toned. I was wearing this one yesterday, and this one's super pretty. And this one is described as a soft reddish brown. And yes, it is a copper with kind of a hint of that orange, bronzy, coppery penny kind of thing. You know, like a fresh penny kind of look. Very pretty color. Then Iconic, this is what I have on my lid right now. This they call a neutral bronze gold. Yeah, they said a neutral bronze gold. And I would say it's more a neutral bronze with a hint of gold to warm it up. The next shade, everyone says, oh, the gold. I don't know if they mean, there are 2 kind of goldish colors. I think they mean this one. So this is called Bronze, Metallic Warm Brown. The order on Sephora's site is totally different from the order in the palette. So if I seem confused, that's what it is. All right, I'm going to put this one here because I lost my wipe. So this is not going to show up the way that it should. And this I have down in here with another brown in the outer corner. This shade is just, when I swatch it, it looks a little patchy, but it is stunning. I don't know how to describe this shade. I was thinking about this, like how do I do this? It looks like it, when you swatch it, it looks glittery. It looks like kind of a gold, what do they call it? They called it, yeah, they call it warm brown. I don't know. It's like a brownish warm gold, but on it is so pretty. It looks like very liquid and fluid and just, I don't know, very liquid, very gorgeous, just really, really stunning on. I really love it under the eye. I'm in love with this shade, and it's just like the most perfect shade ever. Nectar, yeah, they really have it in totally random order on Sephora's site. That's where I got the descriptions. Peachy pink with gold pearl. Now this one shifts too, so this is kind of a tricky one. We're going to put this one here, so it's right by the other gold. There are the 2 golds, so it's right here. And yes, it looks gold in the pan, but then you put it on, and this one's glittery. You can see glitter in it. It's like a glitter bomb, but fine glitter, so it doesn't look super crazy, but it does look a little disco. But it has all these different like multicolored sparkles in it, but mostly, yeah, like a rosy kind of feel to it. Okay, Extreme Black. Well, we're going to do Extreme Black last because I want to do the black one last. We're going to do dark. So this is the one I have in the outer corner and softly in the crease. And this is one I use constantly. Dark rich brown. Yeah, that's it. It's a warm brown. It's beautiful. It's a great shade. It's not reddish. It's not orangish. It's just a warm brown. Really pretty. Great for adding depth and making this kind of more of a smoky eye look. I wish that they had done like a different kind of dark brown instead of putting the black in as well, because for me this palette, I like using the darker browns, and I'm using the dark basically in just about every look I do, but it adds depth to the shadows, and it's a great matte. That is the only matte along with the black in this palette. The rest of them are definitely not. Okay, Rose Dusk, soft reddish mauve. Right there, and I'm going to put it on my finger again. This one's a really pretty color. It is a rose mauve with like a hint of brown in it to make it a little bit more wearable and a little bit less jarring. Some of the, I don't know, we've had these palettes now where we are getting, you know, every shade of red and every shade of pink and every shade of orange, and every shade is not flattering. This one is super flattering. It's got that little bit of a brownish, purplish lilac thing going on with the reddish mauve, so it's much prettier. Okay, Blitz Emerald. Yes, this is a pretty shade. So let me show these again. So we're gonna go, we've got 3 more left. The lightest, the darkest, and the emerald. Okay, so this again has like those tiny bit of micro glitter things going on, and it is a beautiful, beautiful shade. What color did they describe it as? Blackened green with lilac pearl. And yes, that actually is true, although the lilac is barely lilac. It's more like a blackened green. Super pretty. I have had a problem with this shade, and I have to use a primer with this shade. Let's just be completely honest. I've been trying to use it under my eyes without a primer, and it doesn't last. It just doesn't. And it's really pretty while it does last, but it just doesn't last. So great shade, needs a primer. I don't like where this is. Okay, the last 2, the whitish one and the blackish one. Okay, Astral Ghost Orchid. This one is another more frustrating shade where I do better with a primer. I'm not really sure how to swatch this one. Let's see. This is the one that changes color. It's not going to show up. I have had a hard time. I've had a hard time seeing this unless the light hits it the right ways. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but I literally, it's like this ghostly shade that the light has to hit it the right way, or I literally cannot see it. So I'm not really sure how to, that's why I took 2 pictures of this outside. So if the light hits it, God, how do I make the light hit it? If the light hits it, it has this glow. Again, the glitter in it. You can see the glitter. These are glittery, definitely fine glitter, but it's there. And it looks kind of shifting lilac to pink to peach. It's really pretty, kind of whitish undertone. Very pretty shade. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I haven't been able to make a look work with it yet. I might just try putting it all on the eyelid and see how that works. The last one is the black. What do they call it? Extreme Black. So everyone says, oh, the blackest black ever. Yes, yes, it is the blackest black ever. That is absolutely true. Right there. I just don't know that I need another black shadow, even if it's the blackest black ever. And I line my eyes in this. So I'll show you what I did with my eyes. I'm probably going to do kind of a look or a tutorial with this palette. If people are interested in seeing that, let me know and I will. I didn't feel like doing it today. So I have Skin Show Glow, which is this one right here. Right here. You can see how soft it is, right? You can barely see anything there. That's pretty much it. And then I have Iconic. That one on my lid. Then I have the dark, just a little bit in the outer crease, and then in the crease itself, so the outer corner. Then I have my love, this one right here, Bronze, which to me is a gold, under the eye. And then I have this other one, Nectar, in the inner corner of my eye. So one of the other things I was going to say about Astral Ghost Orchid, part of the reason why I just don't seem to make it work is because I keep trying to use it in the inner corner of my eye, and this is one where when I use a brush, I do not get good application at all. If I use my finger, I get great application, but trying to like dot it on in here with your finger is not that easy. So overall, what do I think? To sum it up, I really like this palette. I hate to say that. I have not been the biggest fan. Oh, look at how cool the back is. So the front, the back. I have not been the biggest fan sometimes of some of the Pat Mcgrath makeup line. I felt like some of it was a little, I don't know, too editorial and overpriced and had cheap packaging and wasn't really for the mainstream market, which is where it was being marketed. But I have to say, Pat Mcgrath, with this particular palette, you did a great job. What I like about it is that every single color is so flattering. Some of them are a little high maintenance, just a few, but I think that overall it's just so pretty on that it's worth the work. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest. I also really like the lipstick that I'm wearing. It's kind of that lighter shade that I always seem to gravitate toward when I start building up makeup on my eyes. So we'll see what happens, whether I try the other palette or not. And if you have one of the other two palettes or you have some of the lipsticks, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it and what you think I should do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I will be getting more videos up. Take care. Happy holidays.